the Mystic, and you already know why you're here. You clicked on this reading because the title resonated for you in some sort of way. I've already dialed into spirit. Let's get into your message. Okay, so the first cards I pulled were from my printable oracle deck, and surrender control is the bottom deck energy. You do not need to be in control to get what you want, okay? Let's start there. Because there's something about this situation where you do feel very over analytical. You're very like, you might nitpick this situation. You might think about this so much that you kind of nitpick it apart. My parents still have a house phone. That's crazy that it's ringing right now, because it rings maybe like twice a day. And it's 3:30, 111 when I said that. There's something about some sort of incoming communication, and that doesn't shock me because we do have the Ace of Swords here. But in order to get that communication, you need to surrender control. See, you need to surrender control. That thing's not going to stand up, whatever. I'm not going to stress about it. The cards that are here, we have commitment. Are you truly committed to what you want? Watch what you say. Be mindful of what you say in this situation. So that is very interesting with the incoming call or incoming communication. Next, we have flowers. Someone wants to give you flowers literally or metaphorically. So somebody just wants to show you, give you the accolades that you deserve, essentially, whether that's in the form of an actual gift or if that is by telling you how important you were, are, and what you have done for them. And then the last card we have here is reconciliation. Reconnecting with someone from the past / making up. And that is supposed to be the overall energy. That's what I asked Spirit, is give us an overall energy with these cards. And then these oracle cards and the tarot are to clarify further. So there is some sort of, there's something that you've wanted to commit to, but you might have not gotten the same energy back from the past, because this, are you truly committed to what you want? It seems like you might have been committed, but the commitment might have not been equal. And maybe somebody recognizes that, and you might have been somebody who was trying to control the situation. You might have been like, so this bottom deck energy is the King of Wands, but the Queen of Wands reversed is right here. So I find it interesting that a pair did show up. So I do think this is about some sort of romantic connection, but this could be about really any sort of connection that you feel really tied to someone. So whether if this is like a friend, even a family member who like you didn't get on the right foot with, it seems as though this person did not realize that they weren't giving the way you were. And that might have caused a serious disruption in this connection. I can't help but think that the next time you might hear from them, it might be thundering and lightning or raining at the very minimum. That's just a side note for somebody. But there's something about how the commitment of this relationship was disrupted, or it wasn't equal. And I think this person, or maybe even you, have hope that things will get better, but I think you are also aware that either the person that you're dealing with is either not seeing things clearly, so you have to be the mature one to be mindful, or sometimes you might be somebody like me who, when they get angry, they're gonna say everything. They're gonna say what's on their mind. And while that might be helpful for people like me, who have a lot of pent up truth in their in their body, that might not be helpful for the situation, and that's why you're here at this moment as well. Okay, you need to understand that while yes, you might have a lot of built up, if you want anything to move forward, like genuinely move forward, if you want things to be the stable connection that you've been looking for with this reconciliation, then you have to be able to filter yourself and understand that coming defensively is not going to get you what you want. I also find it hilarious that the card that was clarifying flowers is actual flowers. It's cacti, but it's still flowers nonetheless. It's still plants. And it talks about resilience. It says succulents on it, so, but succulents, I'm pretty sure, are a cactus. Nonetheless. And that's something that I also like to say about this card, is that, like, specifically cacti, they don't need a lot of water to be able to sustain, and that's why I think that beautifully represents resilience. Is like, you might have not always had everything that you needed in order to push through, but you still got through it. And that might also be another reason why this person wants to give you your flowers. They might have not realized the journey that you've been through and how you got through that with hope, with stability, with control over yourself. And you didn't always, even if you are somebody who has like pent up anger, you didn't always take it out on this person. And that might be something that's noted too, especially within this reconciliation. I think that you are going to be extremely aware of how you are showing up, and you're extremely aware of how this person is kind of changed from the last time you've seen them. Okay, tarot cards. 8 of Swords reversed. Love that so much. Beautiful. That means this person is starting to recognize their own limiting beliefs and their own blockages that are holding them back from, one, seeing this connection clearly, and maybe from the past they haven't seen it clearly, but also helping them to release the fact that the perception that they once had about their life, about relationships, about this type of relationship, it might not be, that might be shedding. They might be like, that mindset that they once had, it seems like it's clearing. Because I like my I know I did this, it was like tunnel vision into like open peripheral. That's how my mind just looked. So like, that's kind of how this person is seeing things. Like, they might have had a tunnel vision before, like they only saw things through this much, and now that they're learning and unblocking themselves and actually doing the work, they're starting to see things for what they are and not for what they once believed. Queen of Wands reversed. I wanted to clarify that, and I got the 5 of Swords. So in the past, this person might have been wanting you to chase them. With the Queen of Wands reversed, it's like, I don't have to give in any sort of effort. Like, you're gonna work for my energy, you're gonna work for my attention. This person also might be jealous too. That Queen of Wands reversed is a jealous energy. So if this was not a committed, like I said, if this was not a committed relationship and this was more open, this person might have kind of taken that energy out on you because of their own jealousy. And one or the both of you might have made mistakes in the past. And you guys might not be proud of that either. So I think that kind of fueled the chasing energy. Was like, well, you're making mistakes, and so I'm allowed to run away from you. Ooh, that's crazy. It's giving very childlike energy, very immature, and I think that's why I said before that you'd have to be the more mature one in this situation. Maybe they're still working through that. it does seem like they're getting better at communicating slash very conscious of very conscious and ready to communicate the feelings that they have. Because I think now being, Two of Cups underneath that, and King of Swords. Wow. Wheel of Fortune. This is cool. So this person is definitely in a much healthier and prepared state to be able to take action. These are the kings. They're not necessarily a knight, but if we think about this realistically, the kings are the ones that order the knights to do the work. So at the end of the day, this is somebody with serious intention, somebody who takes you very seriously, and your feelings seriously. They see you as somebody who is like-minded and similar in heart. Does that make sense? 11-11. But I can't help but see, like, this person might have shown up in reverse in the past. They might have shown up as, like, you might, I'm hearing ass backwards. I don't know what that means. That might be a phrase someone says. Like, it's kind of giving like this person's going to be a whole new version of themselves when you see them. Because there are 7 of Cups reversed. The illusions are no more. This card, I always say, is like the card of smoke and mirrors. Like, you can't tell what's true. You can't tell what to pick. You can't see things clearly enough in order to take the most logical, realistic, and choice that you want. It's like, it's in most of them, they have like, in most of the imagery, they have like multiple cups with different things in it. You know, one will have like a heart, and one will have like poison, and one will have like a skull in it, and like there's all these different things, but you like there's clouds and all this stuff around it where you can't really tell exactly what it is. And I love that this person has a mask, because the mask is really being undone, taken off. The star is the clarifier. We love that. This person really sees where they were lacking in the past, as well as the emotions that might have motivated them to heal, as well as now making the choice or whatever decision to either communicate these feelings, communicate what they want next. Because the King of Wands, he's not necessarily a planner. He's kind of a doer. He's just like the doer, you know? He's gonna, whatever he wants, he's gonna go for. He's gonna take whatever territory he can, and he's just because he wants it. And he's very strong, he's very capable. But the King of Swords is honestly a planner. So there might be an essence of like, this person has an idea of what they want to do, but they don't exactly know when they're going to strike. And that's funny, because the Wheel of Fortune is about divine timing. So I think this person wants to be confident in themselves whenever they say what they have to say. Never give up is on this card. I can't help but that thinking like that's somebody that this the card is motivation. So this phrase is motivation. But so this might be like a motivating statement, like, no, this is not something we should give up on. Like, this is helping us heal. This is helping us move forward. Like, they might not know when they're going to do what they want to do, but this person ultimately knows what they want to do, knows what they need to correct, and are working on correcting that now before they come back to you. For you to reconcile in whatever way that means to you. So be mindful of what you say. This person is not coming back with ill intent, so you don't need to have your guns up, your fists up, you know? You don't need to be defensive. So trust that both of you are doing the work and are in a different place than you once were. You do not need to control the situation to get the outcome you want. Remember that. And this person is going to be the one to take action. You don't have to do anything than what you're already doing and being. This person needs to take control. They made you chase for long enough, and they recognize now that they need to be the one to step up and do. Okay, but I'm going to leave you reading here. Thank you, as always, for allowing me to read for you and coming back for my messages. You guys are amazing. Stay amazing. Be you. And don't forget, that's the best version of you. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.